So you got currents again and power.
What did you say, Yotis?
You have battery again.
No, I'm in an off, but I do have a new high-tech battery, and I'm in the office at a friend's place.
Yes.
So it is 7:30. I see Nathaniel is in the process of joining, and I'd like to honor our time boundary and start on time. So I invite you to, in your own way, ground, center, and then connect with your purpose of being in this space. Welcome, Nathaniel. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Greetings.
I'm just reaching a safe place to participate. I need a minute. I'm very sorry. So I join you in silence.
Thank you. All right. So I feel joy to see what we'll discover together about how to close our complaints cafe. And I thought I would start with my definition of what is a complaint. I'll read it a few times because I'm going to use each sentence to explore this topic. So I think complaining is a technology for continuing plain, as in plain, ordinary conversations that keep us in low drama. Just a minute, somebody else is coming, Charlotte. That keep us in low drama. And it's a scrambled code used to feed our gremlins. We avoid the responsibility of being vulnerable by using feelings to ask for and create what we want. I'll read it again. I've got a Labrador, as in post-lab voice. So if I'm sounding husky, it's because I've done a 5-day lab. I'm going to read that again. Hi, Charlotte.
Hello.
Welcome.
Sorry for being late.
You're here.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you're here.
Same.
Starting, Charlotte, with what I think a definition from me of what a complaint is. And I'd love to hear your definitions. So complaining is a technology for continuing plain, ordinary conversations that keep us in low drama. And complaining is a scrambled code used to feed our gremlins because we avoid the responsibility of being vulnerable by using feelings to ask for and create what we want. What are your thoughts or responses? I'm going to break each bit up, Charlotte. Charlotte, you won't have met Arilyn or Yurdis. Can you see them?
Oh, if I started my video. Hello.
No.
I can.
Arilyn, Charlotte. Yurdis is from Switzerland. Arilyn,
awesome.
Dewey Community.
Hello, Charlotte. Hello, Yurdis.
Hello. Hi, Otis. Hello.
And Nathaniel's traveling to get a place where he can join us. Or they can join us. So what are your thoughts on my definition before we split it up?
I liked it, Janet. I heard some things in there that like went ping for me, where I could see like that little ping. It was like my own personal flavor of that. I could see that in your definition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
anything you would add or delete, Marilyn?
It's more of a specificity, I guess is the word. The word that came up when you were reading it the first time was complaining. Complaining keeps me untouchable.
Oh, yes.
And you use the word vulnerable, and so it was kind of being untouched, so that I'm not touched by life. So it's kind of keeping life at arm's distance, and that dropped in when you said the vulnerability.
Let's add that. Keeps us untouchable in low drama. I like that.
Yeah.
Yudis or Charlotte, anything to add or delete? Hi, there you are, Nathaniel.
I like. Oh, hi.
Just 1 minute. Nathaniel, I've never met you before, so where in the world are you?
I'm in Spain, in the south of Spain at the moment, but I'm from France.
Ah, hola.
Hola, hola.
So I will reread you, Nathaniel. Did you hear the definition of complaint?
I heard it. I loved it, and I felt it the most when you talked about the vulnerability. That complaint is to prevent myself to accept that I'm vulnerable, and yeah, I love the last part as well. That it's just to prevent me to create the life I want and use the feelings. I loved your definition. I want it.
Yeah.
I'll type it up somewhere. I'll send you the typed version. Charlotte, I paused you. Thank you for waiting while I greeted Nathaniel to the space.
Oh, that's totally fine. I just want to say Layla's joining in about 5 minutes.
Yay.
She just messaged me. Yay. I thought what came up for me was the sort of the word hopeless. Like you can't do anything about it, so you just complain, and it's almost a way to continue something that you don't like by just venting, complaining about it, getting and sort of sending the energy out instead of at the problem.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So sort of hopeless came up for me, like, oh, yeah, have a moan and then carry on.
Thank you. Yeah. Yudis, anything to add or delete from the definition so far?
No. The definition is great. It's full. It's a big definition. And what I want to add by the consequences is it's a perfect technique to consolidate. Is that an English word also? Consolidieren?
Consolidate?
The numbness bar.
Yes, to maintain it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Here comes
maintain and even grow it, make it bigger, make it more solid.
To make this numbness bar more solid.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Is somebody typing or is it raining somewhere?
Yeah, it's here, so I can cut the mic.
No, that's fine. Leave it. If it's raining or typing, go for it. It was just an interesting sound. Okay, so what I thought, now we've talked about what is a complaint. Further on, we'll do what is the benefit. But I'd like to work with real life examples. So only share as much as you're willing to share. Take responsibility for your level of disclosure. But are you willing to let us know a recent complaint so that we can all learn from it? Sally, you're here. You made it.
Hi everyone. Sorry I'm late. Hi.
Sally owns the combat center where we've been holding Reclaim Your Warrioress.
Mm.
Nathaniel's in Spain, Arilyn's in TUI community, Charlotte, you know, and Yurdis is in Switzerland.
Yes, a couple of familiar faces. Hello from all the study groups and things.
That's it. Yeah. I just read the definition, Sally, and we're looking for someone to share a recent complaint, and we're going to magnify it so we can really learn how this technology goes.
Would you read it one more time, Janet? After our discussion, I want to hear the bolts of it again.
Yes. So what is a complaint? I think a complaint is a technology that we use for continuing plain, not extraordinary, plain communication and conversation that keep us in low drama. And it's a scrambled code used to feed our gremlins because we avoid responsibility of being vulnerable by using our feelings to ask for and create what we want.
It's good.
Who's complained in the last 24 hours? Come on. Confession. Confession time. Are you willing
I've
to
been
share this?
complaining.
Are you willing
Yep.
to go for it, Charlotte?
Because I've been thinking about this and I was like, oh, I am complaining, but it's also like, I'm really annoyed about it. But my landlord's just a bit of a douchebag, in my opinion. And with all this recent rain, he's just like, okay, this is my complaint. This is how I've been complaining. He's just been like, for the last 2 years or 3 years, doing tiny little patch up jobs on the roof, and I've been constantly talking to him about it and saying like, hey, it needs fixing a bit more here and keeping him updated. And then he's just been not doing anything about it, not following up, being super stingy with how much money he'd spent on the place. And then when it rained, all the water came through, all of the lights, like all over my stuff again for the second time. There's some more complaining.
So now start the complaint, really the complaint part. Let's how it goes on the inside.
Okay, I'm just super annoyed at people who don't look after their properties and use people who are potentially in a less financially stable position, or like, you know, renters, tenants, and abuse them. That's my complaint. People who take advantage of tenants and don't take care of their properties and expect them to live in horrendous conditions. And then when it all goes wrong, he complains to me about it. And that really annoys me.
Thank you. That's warming us up. Okay, who's got another one? What do you feel now you've shared it, Charlotte?
Well, I don't feel better, but I feel like, yeah, it's something that I've been, even if I haven't been voicing it to other people, because I find kind of think that it's like, I've been complaining to myself about it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, it doesn't make me feel good, you know?
Thank you. Others who, come on.
I have another one as well.
Go, Nathaniel.
I've been complaining about me complaining because my mom was complaining all the time, and he's still complaining all the time about the world not being like she wants, and her destroying places, you know, space with the family at the restaurant, and things would not be the way that she wants, and the food not being the way she wants, and her complaining and making it a horrible time for everybody. And I each time I complain about her complaining when I was little.
Thank you.
And sharing it, I feel fear about what this is all opening up.
Thank you. Have you got
Yeah.
one, Evelyn, or Yurdis and Sally, that you're willing
Yes.
to share?
I just woke up this morning, so an hour ago, having dreamt a lot about the Ukrainian war, and I was also inside, so I woke up with complaining about the world doing stuff like that, or
So come
about
on.
humanity.
Amplify it so we can hear it in New Zealand. Amplify the complaint. How does it go?
Yeah, how can men be so crazy to make war? And how I don't have many words for that. It's more this hopelessness of which Charlotte mentioned, and I drop inside this hopelessness.
Thank
So
you.
my complaining is less many words. It's more like this
Slump.
how should I
Like a
slump?
slump.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
So you energetically slump. It does nothing to change the situation.
No, and there also comes the hopelessness of nothing is changeable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you
Yeah,
feel you
that's
feel
how I feel.
powerless?
Sorry.
Go again, Evelyn.
Oh, I could hear like this sniffing powerlessness in it. You know, I feel power. Oh, this despair and powerlessness
Mhm.
in that complaint. I'm noticing that I actually complain about myself to myself quite a bit. Yeah, a bit of a self-cannibalizing, but also like the most recent one today is I've created an event that's happening soon, and I'm very on fire about it, very exciting. It's a death in life and thing event, and I've done lots of legwork and put a lot out there. But I live in Golden Bay, where everyone is so relaxed, they won't decide to register until like the day that we're starting. And it's really hard to plan because you just don't know if it's going to happen. And so I was complaining today about the people of Golden Bay. These lazy hippies can't make up their minds, get excited about things, but they don't commit. And it's like I was saying it's like a child's paradise to not commit to things here and just follow the wind, and it's really hard to create anything here or trust that anything's going to land or happen. So that was a lie for me today.
Like he knows something about that.
Right
Thank
on.
you.
I'm guilty of that too, but yeah, I was complaining about it today.
It's like keep your options open.
Yeah.
Don't
I don't know.
You
I
might
go
get
to
a better
festival.
offer.
Yeah, I might go kayaking that weekend. It's like, yeah.
Thank you.
I've got people to pay.
Come on, can you top that? Any of these, Sally?
I have one that I know I'm deep in the drama triangle as a victim with this one. It goes, so I own a business and I'm just going through pay rises and things, and I have this story that I want to why can't they see how does it go? It's no, it's not how, why don't they say it's don't be so damn ungrateful, can't you see all the good we're doing, and all my suffering. It's got this like responsible victim thing with it, like I'm working so hard and now you can't see and you're asking me for more, but I'll say yeah, so there's this complaining about some employees. This is Micah, everyone.
Hello, Micah.
Hi, Micah.
Hello.
There's some other people over here too.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
it is this responsible victim
Mm.
thing in this complaint, and I know it, and it's a but it's about, you can't see how much I'm doing for you, and of course they can't, because I haven't told them.
Thank you. So now let's look at the benefit. What benefit do you get? And it might be hard to find the ecstasy of the benefit because you think, oh, there's none, but there must be, or we wouldn't keep doing it. What's the benefit to our gremlins? What's the benefit to you in maintaining plain, ordinary conversations?
For me, I think there's this part about being right. I think so I can say, because I can persecute and be like, can't you see? And take this, almost this moral high ground about the good that we're doing, all the good, great things that I've done for you specifically. That, I think that's what my gremlin's doing. Like,
Mm.
Thank you.
I think I'm right, and yeah.
And you're suffering in silence and they can't see it.
Yeah, but I'm such a good person. I'm such a good girl.
But they don't acknowledge you.
Yeah.
Is there a bit of the savior you want to be and don't feel recognized for?
Yeah.
In fact,
Exactly.
crucified.
Oh,
Yeah. Which, yeah, it's. Mm-hmm.
The Holy Sally?
That responsible victim.
What did you say, Nathaniel?
I said the Holy Sally.
The Holy Sally.
Oh, yuck.
Others, what's your benefit of complaining and staying on low drama, staying with plain conversation?
I have not necessarily with this one, but I have a similar response to my complaining as Sally, that I can be right and superior and be kind of the martyr. But also, like with this one, I noticed that there's like a little bit of like, oh, I can blame them if I fail. If the event doesn't go off, even though everybody said, yeah, we want that, go, yeah, make it happen, and then nobody shows up, I can blame them for it falling down.
Yeah, I think you've put an important part. One of the things I wrote down for later is find the blame, where you're blaming somebody else.
Yeah.
You already brought that into the space. Thank you.
Yeah.
Edis, you got anything to add? What's the benefit for you? Feeling powerless about the Ukrainian war?
Well, the first what comes to me is that I'm not in the here and now with my own needs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm somewhere far aware. Not that the Ukrainian war is not happening, it's happening all the time, 24 hours a day. But my here and now is different. And I avoid being aware of my next step.
Say more about your situation's different. Your here and now is different than theirs. Say more.
Well, that's a question about how can I make it to be in time for this meeting, or how what is necessary to prepare now for my meeting after that. So what is my need now, instead of falling apart in this depression and doing things without consciousness and losing completely my time. And then all of a sudden wake up, oh my God, it's time I didn't do da 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 da, and running and being like,
So it's
So
like
this
you
is
shock yourself, like jumper leads, shock yourself into action.
yeah, it's like almost being off grid or being let drain my energy completely instead of being on the point of what is now, what is here. Okay, I feel that, and I can feel the pain, and I can be in the same moment connected to what is really my things close to me.
Okay, thank you.
This is what comes up for the moment. Maybe there's much more behind it, but this is what I just see now.
Well, that's what I'm hoping this space will be. It will stimulate you and encourage you to look at what's behind any complaint you find yourself using after this.
So I really can numb myself completely, like with drugs.
It's like a drug, complaining.
It's really like, it can be really like a drug, and I can knock myself completely out of the momentary situation of get in your shoes.
Mhm.
Yurdis, it sounds as if the complaint is the doorway to the swamp.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you get to be
And I just feel it in a way now, speaking about I could complain about the benefit of a complaint.
show us how, give us a flavor of it. Come on. Show us how complaining about the complaint goes.
Yeah, I could complain about that it is so sticky and magnetic and getting so big and so structureless that I completely get lost in all that energy, which goes only down and down and down and down and drains me completely. I only need to change the tone or of my language, and I'm completely inside.
Thank you. Anyone else got anything to say about your benefit?
I think benefit I have with complaining is that it's to cover up a feeling of being sad about a situation that I can't necessarily control or change. Because on a whole, I was just thinking about it, I only complain about it's like I feel sad about a situation I can't change, and then quick as a flash I turn it to anger. Maybe I even feel scared before that. I turn it to anger and I'm like, I don't like that, and I'll go complain about it, or I'll be like, what a ratty douchebag of a landlord, like I don't like I hate these kind of people when it comes out quite aggressive. And it's like the evasion of the feeling that it brings up in myself, which if I think about it, I feel really sad. That I feel sad and scared when people, treat other people like crap and have no respect for them as human beings. And so then I get instantly mad and I complain about them, because I'm not saying perfect, but most of the time I go off and try to change a situation I don't like rather than complain about it. So it only really massively comes up when I can't change it. And then the complaining happens, and it's angry complaining. Like I'm not like sort of like it's angry because I'm angry about a situation I can't change, and really the anger's trying to cover up the hopeless feeling, which really, if I break down hopeless for me, would be a mixture of sad and scared.
Thank you, Charlotte.
I have a
And like
dangerous question for Charlotte.
Hi.
May I ask a dangerous question to you, Charlotte?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
In this anger, is there something about him being the landlord and you being the tenant, you know, some kind of class or money issued anger of status?
I don't think so, but that's a really good question.
Mm.
So I'm thinking about it so hard.
I heard you
Because
call
I
him
worked,
these people.
These people and
Oh,
stingy that they
yeah, I work in real estate, so I have the pleasure of working with a lot of very, very lovely, wealthy people, and then some people that just sort of have so much and yet are so unhappy in their own lives that they sort of spread their bitterness, and they can do it a lot better because they've got a lot of money and sort of power over people who don't, or their employers. So I think it's something I see kind of a lot every day, like this sort of ego around money and pride and sort of ungratefulness for what they do have. So potentially there could be, I don't know if there's any resentment. It's just more like, I think it's a lack. The resentment comes from someone, I guess, my perception of someone thinking they've got power over me potentially because they're in like a stronger financial position, maybe.
Mm.
that's what you were inviting the exploration, Nathaniel, wasn't it? About that. Yeah.
Maybe the feeling of being taken advantage of. Yeah.
Will you keep the exploration going?
Yeah, I'll think about it. Thank you, Nathaniel.
So I want to move to the scrambled code aspect of my definition. And I think it's a scrambled code because scrambled codes are used to identify and distinguish one cell from another in networks. I looked up the definition.
Can you say that again?
Yes.
Scrambled code.
Scrambled codes are used to identify and distinguish one cell from another in networks.
To identify
and distinguish one cell, or in our case, one part of us from another in our network. So
one cell as in CELL, not self.
Yeah, CELL, but I think it's an aspect of the self in this state. And what I'm saying is it's the best current skill we have to communicate something isn't working for me. And as Mickey Cashtan would call it, it's hard from nonviolent communication. She says it's hard to hear feedback. We either give easy to hear.
Layla!
Hello, Layla from On the Boat in Pi here.
Yeah.
We're in the, oh, look at that. Whoa. I'm taking in Bay of Islands scenery and your boat.
I'd love to hear what you're complaining about.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, oh my gosh, what are some examples? But
what a problem. No complaint, Layla. You've already closed the cafe, love. Yeah. We've done some introductions, and given we're a small group, will you say a quick hello to Layla, whichever way you want to?
Hello, Layla. I'm Arilyn. I live in Golden Bay.
Golden Bay, nice.
Yeah, no complaints.
Yeah.
I dropped Layla a direct message when I saw her came on.
Yeah, she did. What's up, Sally?
I'm Yardis and I'm living in Switzerland.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Hi, Layla. I'm calling from Spain.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God, this is a worldwide thing going on. This is
worldwide
awesome.
Closing Your Complaints Cafe.
Yes.
Yeah.
International Closing Your Complaints Cafe.
Cheers to that.
So I invite you to listen to the rest of the recording later. I've given my definition, and I'm moving now to the scrambled codes aspect. So scrambled codes are used to both identify and distinguish one cell from another in networks. And I think this is what we do. Complaints is one cell being distinct and trying to identify a different part of us from another. And it's a current skill. It's the best current skill we have at the moment to give hard to hear feedback. That's what we're focusing on that. What do you think about that? What might you be scrambling in the example you used of your complaint? Which parts of you are you scrambling together so that your communication doesn't help you create the changes you want?
I feel like I need an example, Janet. It's not quite landing for me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, say one part of me wants to be nice. Say it, I'm going to Nathaniel. Oh, it's okay, you lie down. This is no problem. But this other part of how seriously are you taking this call? Right? So it's the nice part and the part I want to hide the persecutor. Or the part that wants to feel and the part that wants to numb.
Thank you.
Any clearer, Marilyn?
A little bit. Yeah, a bit.
So if you had two parts of you in when you're delivering a complaint, what are the separate parts that's in this scrambled message in your scrambled code?
Okay, so for my example, you don't understand me is one, like you don't understand all I do, is that would be one cell. And then the yeah, you don't understand me in terms of like what I think I've done to look after you. And then the other part of, and you're asking me for more. So what's that? Asking me for more. Yeah, like you should be grateful or something. Is that what you mean? Like there's two, I'm saying this, but the parts of it are.
Yeah. So one part's longing for recognition of what you already do and the understanding. What's that mean?
Oh, this is a yuck.
I'm with you.
What's yuck about it, Sally?
Just because I'm doing things to look after people because I love them and I care for them. And I'm not telling them because I don't need recognition. But by you saying that means part of me is looking for recognition. And that's hard to hear feedback.
Thank you. Yeah, that's why I liked the idea that complaining is actually a scrambled code that we need to unscramble if we're going to close the cafe and deliver extraordinary communication. Thank you. Others, what two parts do you scramble together when you're complaining? Marilyn, is yours something like you said for me to do this, so I'm offering what you asked for?
Yeah.
And is that one part of you?
Yeah, there's something. I'm not the parts are. Maybe you can help me tease out the parts, because one thing that came up, and it was similar to what you said, Sally, was because this event is really dear to my heart. I've been thinking about creating it for 4 years, and I'm really passionate about it. I feel my archetypal lineage in it, but all of my creative energy is going into it. So I have this this pride about it. I want people, and creating an event only only works if people come, you know. So there's a need for my creativity to land and be received, for my gift to be received, for and to be acknowledged. So that kind of being seen as well. Yeah, so there's that piece, and there is this fear of failing too. There's this real yeah, my fear is also really high with it, super high, because it's big edge work that I'm doing about, you know, the last 24 hours of your life, actually living it in an event. So my fear is really high for taking people through that. So my fear of failure or of it not going well, that's really high as well. So you know, kind of saying, oh, well, you know, people won't appreciate this until, you know, they have nothing better to do, or, you know, something like that. And yeah, it's sticky.
Revelation of something that is so dear to your heart.
It's really dear to my heart. I feel vulnerable about it. Yeah, I feel vulnerable about putting it out there. It's taking a lot of courage and a lot of passion, and it's been gestating for 4 years. We've already run it once and the feedback was off the charts, and now it's like we're doing it again for anyone who wants to do it. And yeah, so I feel scared, and I'm also really proud of it. And so it's kind of like putting something out there. I would want people to go, yes, you know, and they would do that when I was talking about it, but now I've put out the invitation, and no emails, nothing, you know, and it's like crickets. So I'm having this like, you know, yeah.
So really, it's the 4 mixed feelings.
Yeah, it's loaded for me.
Joy that yes, thank you.
Yeah, and the fear of it not happening at this point is really, really big. I'm attached. I'm hooked. You know. Yeah. So and the bit I don't have control over is getting people there.
I knew
so I'm out of control.
I knew the feeling at 7:28, and there was nobody here, and I thought, okay. So it is a risk to offer these events. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Others, what do you know about your scrambled code? The different aspects of your complaining.
Me complaining about my mom complaining. Well, first it's well, taking as you said, the responsibility out, or there is someone else responsible. Also, in the scrambled code, there is a code that I feel touched. I feel touched and so sad by her not being able to feel and numbing herself, and blaming it on the rest of the world instead of looking at her own emotions and going for healing, or listening to the message, you know, of her being incapable of seeing that of recognizing that she's off the chart, complaining all the time. And I feel really there is dear love, you know, for my mom that I wish could lower her numbness bar and heal.
What do you feel?
And I can't get in, and I'm it's terrible. I feel terrible because I can't get in my mom's heart, my mom's feelings, and she's just like this big fortress, and I feel hopeless somehow, like that I will be able ever to see my mom open up and cry what she needs to cry, and yell and feel the rage of what she needs to feel, and just be, and allow herself to be whole.
The wall, yeah. You long for a closer connection with her.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Nathaniel. Anyone else before we break into going to a breakout room? How are you scrambling 2 aspects or more of yourself when you use a complaint?
Mm. The one part is in my code is oh,
Sorry, I just
Yes.
leaned on my cat's tail. That's what that noise was.
So you
I don't get the grip. The one part is something about, yes, seeing things or recognizing things which are not working. And I don't know the other part.
you might after the breakout room, Yudis. How about I ask you again after you've been in a breakout room?
Mhm.
But
Yes, that's a question. How long did you time or did you think the session is going?
up till 9 o'clock.
We
How long did you
I
think
have
it was going?
1 hour.
So do you have
Okay.
any logistics?
Yes, I have to leave at past.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So I'll put you in breakout rooms. What I'd like you to explore, one person at person A, you're holding a listening space. Person B, who's sharing your complaint. I'd like you to look at what I was feeling. I was feeling angry, but I didn't tell you because. Or I was scared to let you know this because. So have a 7-minute exploration. If you go first, Yudis, and then I'll jump in with whoever you're partnered up with for the second 7 minutes. So what I didn't say was, I didn't say this because, so completely be unplugged and see what you can discover. Is that
Are we
clear?
working with our original complaint or
Yes.
another one?
Well, you choose, being as
Okay.
that you choose.
Okay.
It would
Yeah.
be easier to stick with the original complaint, but if you have a more juicy one, bring it.
Okay.
All right, so 7 minutes, I'll let you know that it'll be time to change over so that you're really discovering these different parts of you that are encoded in any complaint. All right,
Okay.
let's see how skilled I am with this technology. Assign automatically 3. See you on the other side. Hold B to broadcast your voice to breakout. Something went wrong. Oh, that's it. 7 minutes.
Front there and to bring our anger out and actually say, hey, no.
So start
Yeah,
with I, not we. I find
Mm. Yeah, I find it really hard, particularly with more pragmatic people, to, when they're complaining about something, to and ask them to cut it out, really, like, and to protect the space and yeah, it hasn't been so much of like I've more been noticing when other people complain how I feel about that and what I'm going to do about that, and struggling to come out of my shell and take responsibility of, oh, this is my feelings, because of fear of losing someone or losing that friendship, fear of a reaction, fear of, anger back and not being able to be as strong as this other person. Yeah.
Thank you. And you've brought into the space the second part of that, because I thought if you learn what you are decoding, find the different components of the scrambled code, then when somebody else is complaining, you could be thinking with decoder ears on, so that you can go build the intimacy. Thank you. Others, what did you discover?
Do you mind if I go next? Sorry, I've just got, because I thought it would finish in an hour as well. And I've got to leave in like 10 minutes. Sorry.
Jump.
Does that work for everybody?
Just jump.
Yeah.
Sally got me real good. No, it was great. So my going into it was really good that you asked that question, Nathaniel. Thank you before, because I then thought about it is it the jealousy or envy of the disparity? But it wasn't, and basically for me, it triggered like an old wound of someone being selfish with what they want and creating scarcity for other people. And it was actually like what came up when Sally had held space for me was my mum continuing to have more kids when we didn't have the resources, which resources for them, because she wanted to have a big family, even though it might have not been like financially or like sort of even food wise pragmatic or resource with attention and everything else.
Oh, well done, Charlotte. What a discovery. So
sorry, I'll just hang on 1 second, mate. I'll just unhook my
Oh,
headphones.
Sally, for holding that discovery space. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte,
Yeah, it
for
was good.
sharing.
Pardon?
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
quite
big.
a big like hole in
Yeah.
my chest, because I wondered, because I got really mad today as well about people who ate shark fin soup.
Say it without laughing, Charlotte.
Pardon?
Say it without laughing.
I got really angry today about people who eat shark fin soup, not the people who catch it and stuff, because they're being like there's a lot of poverty and stuff in those countries, but it's more like the super wealthy people who just selfishly eat it for themselves, because that's what they want and it's a social status, and in the meantime they're causing like all this suffering in the ocean for the sharks, and then also the people that are doing the jobs are like, because it's a lot of it's frowned upon, they don't have the best working conditions, so it's like it's this one tiny little selfish want that these people have caused like such a devastating effect on that whole ecosystem and people, and it just really wound me up. But yeah, like it was direct correlation with my landlord, which kind of just goes all the way back to my mum, having this dream of having this big lovely family, like Little House on the Prairie type vibes, but not having the resources or the skills or the support to be able to do that in a way that created a healthy environment for the rest of her children. And she just had this thing that she had in her mind. She wanted to have as many as she could, even to the point,
Thanks.
like
Thanks
in
for
her mid-40s.
unscrambling. I want to pass the talking stick. Thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you.
And
Thank
did
you,
say you're
Charlotte.
gonna leave now?
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I committed to meeting up with a friend to get a new house, so I had to leave. But thank you for listening,
joining
everybody.
space,
I appreciate you
Charlotte.
holding space.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you, Layla. Love you, Shelley. Others, what uncoding, descrambling did you do?
I descrambled my facial happiness with you, Janet. But yeah, how when I speak about some things that matter, sometimes there is a grin on my face, and there is a smile. It's here, and it's a voice. It's maybe part of my numbing myself to not really feel that I'm telling my mom how childish she is, even with more than 60 years old, and I discovered that I'm angry about it. I'm angry about my mom being so unresponsible, and I want to take responsibility for myself first, and maybe have a conversation with her to just, well, I'm not sure where this conversation could go, but
That's how it goes, Nathaniel. We never know
yeah,
where it's
exactly.
gonna go.
Exactly. This is what I learned and discovered.
Thank you. Others, and as succinct as you can, because I'd like to finish up with Clinton's experiment of closing the cafe.
Okay, so I discovered that I did a recent complaint from today with a person because my other one was so kind of widespread. So I wanted to go get really specific so I could unscramble, and it was similar to Lila. That's what we were kind of giggling about, that we had a similar dynamic. But I realized that this was a very old friend that I had a complaint about, and that I discovered that I was very afraid of losing the friendship. I was very afraid of being in a drama with her because I would lose, because she's a strong personality and I didn't feel like I could go into a fight and survive it. So I felt like, the kind of her anger is so present that I felt like if I were to show my anger, I would just get blown and I wouldn't survive it. And and I was really scared about that. And this is actually the person I'm creating this precious event with, and I'm feeling precious about the event, and I didn't want anything to impact. And it was actually a small complaint about a missed communication that cost us some time today, but I was blamed for it when, it was like, whoa, actually, that kind of thing where she did not take responsibility and for missing communications and whatever. But and I was just like, wait, don't put that on me. Like, I was very clear with the logistics. And so, but I was afraid I didn't say it. And I realized I actually don't say anything. I let those things kind of pass or roll off, and because I'm afraid of the kind of anger and that, which is probably something she's hungry for from me, but I don't engage.
Withhold this with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a discovery. Thank you. Others. Ellie or Layla.
Okay, so I realized with Charlotte that I am definitely, the way that I manage my staff is from a parent ego state, very similar to the way I parent my children, to be honest. Like, and I gave this example to her that it's similar in the sense that you do all these things for your child and they don't necessarily understand or know, because they don't know, because you're just doing things. And then they might ask for something and be like, oh wait, hang on. And so it's similar in this situation with my staff member, where he is asking for more, and I'm saying, whoa, what more can I possibly give you? But I'm doing all this giving without any, they're not asking. And then I'm feeling this. So initially there's anger about like, fuck you. And then there's sadness about they can't see me or what I'm doing for them. And then I think underneath that is the fear of actually saying, okay, well, these are the things that I've been doing, and
Putting them on the table, Sally.
Yeah, the fear of actually saying it, and then but saying it to the men, and being afraid of their response, and the evidence that I have gathered over the time we've been together in this in business, I've gathered evidence that I'm in anticipation of their defensive, very ego, like it seems just ego focused, very drama triangle. So I'm afraid of where that goes, rather than I'm in anticipation rather than just
rather than navigating it at the time. Thank you.
Rather than holding space and letting extraordinary possibilities to happen.
Yes, Nathaniel. Layla, what did you discover as you unscrambled your code?
Well, it was like, it always goes back to my internal beliefs about not being able to articulate myself, being scared of reaction, being scared of someone else's anger that's so forceful. And it, it's not just the same with this person, it's the same continuously. I always find myself in this block, fear of losing a really close relationship that I care about, but always just coming into the same situation where I just can't speak up for myself because I'm scared, and sadness around potentially having to lose someone, because I feel like we would, if I was to really go there and go into that space of the unknown, potentially the relationship would change, and whether that's worth it.
Thank you for unscrambling. In Clinton's book, Building Love That Lasts, on page 210, he has 27 experiments for creating extraordinary human relationship. And the reason I wanted to do this one was because it's number one. Do not complain. No matter what is happening, make 0 derogatory comments about anything, even under your breath. Notice whatever you notice. Decide whatever you decide. Do what you do, but along the way, do not complain. Not even one little squeak. Life is not drama. If there's something to complain about, then change it. If you decide not to change it, be happy with how it is. Who is ready to close your complaint cafe?
I want to try.
Nah, it's either yes or no. Try is a driver behavior. Have another go, Nathaniel.
How long?
That sounds like a no. You don't have to answer. You can.
Yeah.
You're not ready to say yes yet.
The stakes are low. There's no perfectionism here.
I choose not to answer.
Yeah. Thank you. So I'd like to hear you in your own words as part of our checkout, your commitment to you closing your own complaints cafe and what you will do when you notice complaining is arising in your space and communication.
I can start.
Go,
I've,
Erin.
I've already been doing an experiment with this, which is I have a hair tie around my wrist. And when I catch myself that I've complained, I take it off one wrist and I put it on the other wrist. And this thing moves around quite a bit all day long from wrist to wrist, but it's made me really conscious of when I'm complaining, really conscious. And I'm going to continue doing that. And I like this unscrambling, and I know that I will be noticing more and more now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's so lovely to see you. It's been a while since I've been.
Yeah, it's been a while, Janet.
Lovely to see you. Thank you. Others, are you closing your complaints cafe?
I think that's a really good one, Evelyn, that I'm going to use as well, just something physical to, because since Janet proposed the experiment recently, I have noticed more, but I think a next level, and then taking the time to, what am I actually saying here?
Yes.
Or not saying? What am I actually not saying?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that part, and just like committing to just doing it, like, and not trying to try too hard or do it perfectly. Because that's what I do, is I have got to, okay, we're gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it, just without urgency, without, just notice and think about what I'm not saying. So yeah.
And closing the cafe is your intention. You might not get there immediately, but that's your intention, I hear.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sally. What do you want to say to check out, Layla or Nathaniel?
Yeah, hair tie one, that's fantastic. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna see if that helps me remember, but switch the hair tie over and maybe even write it down in my notes, because as Sally said, it's what I'm not saying. And then I say to myself, oh, okay, I'll do it at this better time. But then it never comes around because I'm over it by then, and then it happens again. So perhaps if I write it down and then before bed I can, go over what is it I'm feeling, what is it in me this is triggering, and try come up with a solution that's productive.
Do it, Layla.
I feel anger listening to the three of you committing to not complaining, and then telling that you want to do the bracelet change of arm, of wrist, because it's like one or the other. If you commit not to complain, then why would you change a bracelet from side? So I recognize my intention to stop complaining and close the cafe, but I'm not committing yet.
You're keeping the stable door open. Yeah. That's how it is. Thank you for coming along. I actually really enjoyed writing down what I thought a complaint was.
Yeah.
And I liked that I found the word plain in the middle of complaining. And I've had fun tonight. Lovely to meet you, Nathaniel. Layla, lovely
to meet you. Thank you.
All right. Bye for now. Bye, Erilyn. Bye, Sally.
Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
Jen.
Bye.
Bye.
Go well.
Thank you.